Former FBI Director James Comey was indicted today, just days after President Trump said U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi should prosecute him and two other political adversaries. The indictment includes 2 counts, making a false statement and obstruction. NBC4's Macy Jenkins in the newsroom now with more on that and Comey's reaction. Macy.
Good evening, Carolyn. Well, this is the 4-page indictment that focuses on testimony Comey made before Congress in 2020 when asked if he'd ever authorized a leak to the press. Comey said no. Now, we should point out that the statute of limitations would have run out on this case on Tuesday. Over the weekend, President Trump wrote on Truth Social, calling Comey guilty as hell, adding, "They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served now."
Former FBI Director James Comey indicted Thursday on 2 felony counts for allegedly obstructing a congressional inquiry and making false statements. Comey posting his reaction on Instagram.
I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial.
This comes just days after President Trump publicly urged U.S. Attorney Pam Bondi to go after those he considers political enemies, including Comey. Today, before the indictment was handed down, he appeared to distance himself from the case.
Well, I can't tell you what's going to happen because I don't know.
But shortly after the indictment was made public, he posted on Truth Social, "Justice for America," calling Comey one of the worst human beings in this country. The road to the indictment riddled with much internal debate at the Department of Justice in the Eastern District of Virginia, where prosecutors had circulated a memo saying they did not believe there was enough evidence. The top prosecutor tasked with investigating Comey resigned last week rather than seek an indictment. Former Trump attorney Lindsay Halligan, a lawyer with no experience as a prosecutor, was sworn in this week as a replacement. Her signature is on the Comey indictment. A senior Justice Department official tells NBC News career prosecutors in Virginia sent Halligan a detailed memo explaining why they believe there isn't enough evidence to charge Comey with a crime. We spoke tonight to Loyola law professor Jessica Levinson about the case and the possible impact of the president's comments.
The majority of the defense will not be to point at President Trump and his out-of-court statements, but to point at James Comey and the idea that he has said, "I'm innocent." A grand jury saying you can move forward with the case is very different from a typical jury after a court case, after a trial, saying there's enough here to convict, there's proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump, but we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way.
Comey speaking directly to the American people, telling them not to be afraid in these turbulent times.
I hope instead you are engaged, you are paying attention, and you will vote like your beloved country depends upon it.
Now, after the indictment was made public, Comey's son-in-law, Troy Edwards, resigned from his position as a federal prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia. Comey's legal team has not yet provided a statement reacting to the charges. Reporting live in the newsroom tonight, Macy Jenkins, NBC4 News.